Hello and welcome. I'm Natalie. Let's talk about money. So today is going to be tough. We're going to go through 15 minutes basically of brutal finance advice. So there's no sugarcoating, no fluff, none of that. Just brutal financial advice that most people aren't going to hear, aren't going to listen. But if you listen, if you really listen, it can change your life for the better forever. So just listen. I just ask that you listen. So there's lots of different ways to be financially savvy, right? And so basically knowing different steps is important. So for me, I'm going to share with you, I think I have maybe 7 or 8 steps here. So step 1 is to know, understand, and agree that no one is coming to save you. So no one is going to fix your financial mess for you. No one. It's not going to be the government. It's not going to be the president. It's not going to be a rich relative. It's not going to be your children or some magical miracle. None of that. Your finances are your responsibility. And the sooner that you accept that, the sooner that you'll start making the changes that are going to make a difference for you. Now, one thing that you know if you've been watching me for any amount of time is that I do not approve of debt. Debt will dig you in a hole that you cannot get out of. I have experience in this. And so debt is basically a trap. And so it basically keeps you broke. Some people say it keeps you poor, but poor to me is a mindset. So you can change your mindset and still be in debt. So I'm going to say that debt keeps you broke. So the credit card companies, the car dealerships, all the other lenders love that you don't read the fine print in those contracts that you're signing. When you go to the car dealership and you sign up for a 19.95% interest rate, they love that you didn't read any of the details on what you're paying for. They love that. So every dollar that you borrow today is $2 that you'll have to work back for tomorrow. So basically, just get out of debt. Just get out of debt. Get out of debt. That's all I can say is get off debt. Get out of debt. So you always want to pay off your debt first before you do anything else with finances, basically. So before you start planning your next vacation and you start planning the next car that you're going to get and all of this, pay off your debt. Get rid of that debt. Start with a clean slate and stop buying things you can't afford. If you need to finance something, you can't afford it. That's just the brutal truth. Brutal and honest is what I'm going to be today. You can't afford it if you have to put it on a credit card. Now, homes are a different situation because obviously they cost lots of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars typically. And so those, you kind of get a pass on those in terms of getting a loan to pay for a home. But that's about it. And people consider a mortgage good debt. I don't believe any debt is good versus bad. They don't have personalities. All debt can get you in trouble. It doesn't matter what you purchased. It doesn't matter. All of it can get you in trouble. If you have a mortgage on your home and you can't pay your mortgage, eventually they're going to take that home away from you and you're going to be homeless eventually. So all debt is unfavorable. I won't say bad. I will say unfavorable. So try to stay away from debt because it is a problem. It can be a huge problem. And once you do get out of debt, then that's the time to invest. So start investing now. Everyone always thinks, oh, I have time. I'm only 20 and then I'm only 30 and then, oh, I'm only 40. And then you're like me and you're almost 50 and you've only got, a small amount saved. Start now. So every year that you wait to invest is literally hundreds of thousands of dollars lost to compound interest. I think I showed you on a previous video that if you're 20 years old and you wait until you're 40, that's 20 years of investing, your compound interest is like 70% or something of what you've saved by the time you're 40. It's incredible. So count on that compound interest. And the stock market, you can be investing, but it doesn't care if you invest today or in 26 years. It doesn't care. You care. You need to care. You need to put that money away now. Don't put it away in 20 years. You'll be too old. If you're 20 years old now, start putting $100 away. Start putting $500 away every month or every year. Do it now. Do it right now. Do you understand? I did talk about there's different ways to invest in yourself. So you can open, you know, a Roth IRA is good. Just a traditional IRA is good. Obviously, your works 401k, you want to do that a minimum of up to what they match to. So if they match up to 6%, like my company does, put 6% away in that 401k because they're giving you free money. So you may as well take care of that, or may as well take advantage of that. And then invest in index funds and mutual funds and all of the funds that are available through a financial advisor. A financial advisor will be able to assist you with this. Make sure it's a financial advisor who is on your same page and thinking the same way that you are, okay? And then with that, also automate these contributions. So if you are going to count on yourself to set aside $100 or $200 or $500 or $1,000 every month, it's not going to happen. It's just not reality. That's not the way humans work. We don't put money away to save. I mean, some people do, of course, yes. But in general, we don't make that effort because we have so much stuff we want to buy. In America especially, we're all attached to stuff. We all want more stuff. So make your contributions automated. Just set it up so that however much money you can put away each check or each month, set it up so it automatically goes. You don't have to think about it. You don't even know the money entered your account. Just set it up so it automatically goes. You will be so happy when you get older because that money will be there and it'll have that compound interest just growing for you, just growing in the background where you don't even need to know about it. So if this video is bringing you any value at all, I sure wish that you could give the video a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and be sure to subscribe. And when you subscribe, make sure to hit the bell so you know when the next video comes up. So let's get back to what we were talking about. So then we have the cars, right? So everyone wants to run around financing a car. I just did a video yesterday. Depends on when you watch this video, I suppose. But I just did a video about financing cars and the truth about financing cars. So the average car payment is over $700 a month. It's somewhere near $730, but it's over $700 a month. That's $8,400 a year. Gone. For a car. Gone. And in 5 years, guess how much that is? That's $42,000 for a car that's worth half of what you paid. If that. Because if you're putting a loan on one of these cars that's kind of a trendy car, that trend, it's a trend for a reason. It'll be a year or two and then that trend will be gone. And nobody want that car. And when you go to sell that car, you can get $5,000 for it. Okay, so don't go with the trends and don't finance your car. So there are ways, obviously to control this. So I always talk about buying used. Still don't believe buying new is necessary. So buy a used car unless you can pay for a car cash and you go buy whatever you can afford, okay? But if you have to finance, you have to finance smartly, which means buy used. And if you have to finance, make sure that you read the small print because they could be charging you 19.95% and you don't even know it. So make sure you understand the terms if you're going to finance. Make sure you know whether it's 3 years or 8 years, 7 years. 7 years. I don't think we've gotten to 8 years yet. I think we've gotten to 7 years. Make sure you know that because if you don't know that, you're going to end up spending $42,000 extra for nothing. Just doesn't make logical sense. It just doesn't. And then not everyone, I can't say everyone. A lot of people consider buying a home as an investment, which it's kind of true, but kind of not. It's certainly not a liquid investment for sure. But the only time your home is going to bring you money is when you sell it. So for the 10 years or 15 years or 5 years that you live there, it's not making you money. It's not making you money until you sell it. And I suppose that's true with a regular investment as well, because it's not making you money until you start taking money, withdrawing money out of the account. So I guess that's kind of the same thing. But remember, with a house, you have to pay for all the repairs. So if you need a new roof and it's not due to a storm or some other thing, you just need a new roof because it's been 20 years, you're responsible for that. So that's anywhere from $8,000 to $20,000 for a standard roof that you're going to have to pay for out of your pocket, not out of insurance. That's your pocket that you're having to pay for that. So think about that. So, there's if all your cash is tied up in a mortgage, then you got repairs, and then you got the property taxes, and then you got the home insurance, you know, in the end, you're just house poor. So you're not building wealth. You're basically just paying bills at that point. If you own your home free and clear, that's a better example of actually using it as an investment, because you're not putting money into it in terms of paying for it every month with interest. Okay, so when you are buying a home, when you do decide that it's time to buy a home and you can afford a large down payment of 20%, make sure that you buy below your means. Dave Ramsey always goes with the 25% rule. Don't spend more than 25% per month on your payment, on your home payment. Don't do it, because it's too much. 25% or less of your take-home pay is what should be or can be allotted to your mortgage payment. Okay. And if you're handy, and I would say probably only if you're married, but if you have someone living with you, do one of the house hacks. You know, they have the, what is it called even? The Airbnb or the house hack where someone rents out your home. So they rent out the attic or they rent out the basement or whatever. This is something I live by myself, so I wouldn't do this. But if you have, you know, for me, if I had a husband and we had a basement that had its own entry, this is something I would do. I would rent out my basement because I wouldn't need it, hopefully. So I would do that to make an extra $500 or $800 a month or whatever. I would do that for sure. And don't overextend yourself. When you're thinking about your payment, remember all the costs that come with that payment. There's the taxes, which are probably included in your mortgage. There's the mortgage insurance, which may be included in your mortgage, maybe not. Make sure you know this before signing any agreements. There is the regular maintenance of the home. When your AC breaks, or if you buy a home insurance plan, warranty plan, a home warranty plan, that's not included in your mortgage. So make sure you're thinking about that and setting that money aside. Okay, and so once you've figured out if you can afford a home, before actually you figure out if you can afford a home, you need to start budgeting. Budgeting is where this should have been step one. I should have talked about budgeting first, because it's the most important. If you don't control your money is going to control you. I promise you. I always say that. I promise you. If you don't know where your money's going, it's just going flying away on all kinds of little nonsense that you don't need, okay? So not tracking where your dollars go is like trying to drive blindfolded. You're going to crash. That's what's going to happen. And when you're driving blindfolded because you're not paying attention to your money and you're not budgeting, you are literally driving blindfold, and you're going to end up broke or stay broke, depending on where you're at in the program of life. So either you're going to go broke, stay broke, or stop being broke is the best option if you're budgeting smartly. If you're budgeting smartly and you're actually following your budget, you'll get out of debt and therefore not be broke anymore. So those are like simple examples of why budgeting makes so much sense. And I have talked before about Dave Ramsey's Every Dollar program. You should go check that out. It's definitely worthwhile. And then Dave Ramsey also talks about how money, the way you spend money, it's a habit. It's a problem in terms of a habit. It's not that you don't know how to count 1 + 1 = 2. It's not that. It's that you don't pay attention that 1 + 1 = 2. So making more money is great, but it's only great if you know how to manage your money. If you don't know how to manage your money, it doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter. And I see that I'm running out of time, so I'm going to hurry up through that one. So build that financial discipline first before you start weighing in on how you can make more money, because more money won't fix the problem. Your mind fixes the problem, okay? And then last is, what's the fastest way to get rich? And you know, there's lots of different ways to get rich. You can do all kinds of little hacks and, you know, one-offs and all of this, but just increasing your skills, either in your current job or in a future job or in a future, you know, entrepreneurial idea. Increase your skills so that you have more to offer the next company, even if it's a company you create yourself. Okay. So, you know, these are just some ideas that I have. You know, most people aren't going to hear this. Most people aren't going to listen. Most people are just going to continue on blindly, just driving blindly, waiting to hit the tree. And you know what? Unfortunately, people do hit the tree every day. So get yourself out of debt, budget your money, plan well, and remember, most importantly, remember to invest in yourself today so that you can make a difference for others tomorrow. I thank you so much for stopping by today. Give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe. When you subscribe, you should hit the bell so you know when the next video comes out. Thanks so much, y'all. Y'all have a great one.